Everyone's been asking the same exact question over and over and over again. Who's the next face of the NBA? A convo that feels never ending. Why? Because historically, us fans have been spoiled with the Larry Birds, Magics, Kobe, MJs, LeBrons, and Stephs of the world. The term the face of the NBA is just not a term that anyone can embody. You have to be him. In order to be him, you gotta of course have the skill, the dominance, the professional internet meat munchers on your side who'd rather die than let their narrative go to waste. Your aura has to be immaculate. And by aura, for all the holeless homies out there, I'm probably talking to you. Your energy, your swag, the way you portray yourself, not only on the court, but I'd hate to say it, but off the court too, it matters. It matters in these types of convos. For MJ, of course he was him on the court. Bro put up stupid numbers that don't make sense for his era and decimated his competition. But he also had the iconic tongue hanging out the side of his mouth when he's about to do some devious activities on the court. The iconic, I don't know, shrug, pure aura. And if we're talking about off the court, a huge singular hoop earring that he rocks, aura. Allen Iverson is another great example. The tattoos, the braid, the arm sleeve, the number 3 on his back. Bro, he inspired generations of point guards to rock that number 3. It means something to them. D-Wade gave his flowers for AI because of the aura he produced in his life. Kobe Bean Bryant practicing in some PJs and a cast over his broken arm. You know who was better than Kobe Bryant, or at least we finna have this argument now, on the exact same tier? Tim Duncan. But he never gets mentioned in this discussion ever. I've never heard anyone say he was the face of the NBA. I wonder why. It's because bro had no swag. How you win MVP and you pull up in these? Dressed like someone's uncle with those freak nasty toes out. Along with the George suit, that MVP should have been taken back immediately. How are little kids gonna vibrate with that energy? What iconic celebration does he have that middle schoolers are replicating on the playgrounds? None. You know why? Steph Curry has a plethora of celebration, inspiring generations literally worldwide. LeBron's iconic chest pound and chalk thump. Aura, you get the point. The things outside of basketball matter too. Don't believe me? It's a deep cut, but why the hell did players like D'Lo way back in the day have stands? Ice in the Vein celebration was one of the greatest things he's produced ever in NBA history. Players like D Rose and PG-13 are prime examples. They have insane fan base. For a multitude of reasons, of course. They were genuinely elite level young stars who exploded on the scene. PG going back and forth with LeBron in the 2013 playoffs, the aura and excitement was OD. D Rose had immense moments too. You see, the moment these so-called faces emerged are pivotal to this face of the league blueprint. The NBA goes through waves and we gotta piece this together. At the very end of MJ's career, we already had Kobe hot and ready along with LeBron's hype, ready to dominate towards the tail end of Kobe's career. The timeline stitches together perfectly because Steph was there along LeBron. But something tragic happened to this time. There's been a glitch. One of our beloved stars, some of you refer to him as your glorious king, started to fade LeBron James. But that's fine, that's perfectly normal. We've seen this time and time again before. Through deep thought and research, it's clear that some things have gone wrong, but also so right in the NBA. One of them is the NBA reaching its complete and utter goal of just expanding the game of basketball. Causing us to see a ridiculous surge of foreign players dominating the game today. Gross. We are in the most talented era of basketball right now. The last 5 NBA MVPs are not from the United States. Someone who many claim to be next up in line to win an MVP. Sooner than later, it is Luka Doncic, and he's foreign. People claim the greatest prospect of all time has just entered the NBA, which is Wemby, and of course he's not from here either. And let's be real here, as great as some of these guys are, and will be, they might not be able to be the face of the NBA. You really can't convince me 100% that Wemby will be the face because he's too out of touch to me. Check this video out. They asked bro, who is your celebrity crush?
My mom.
Bro said, my mom. Excuse me? What? Giannis can't be the face of the NBA because hell, half of the NBA community on Twitter be dropping tweets like this all the damn time talking about, oh, he has no bag, bagless. Jokic, bro. Asked a member of the Denver Nuggets when is the parade, and when he found out how soon it was, bro was sick to his stomach. He didn't care about celebrating.
When is parade?
Thursday.
No. I need to go home.
Turning up is not in his repertoire, or at least it wasn't at that moment. Because a couple weeks go by and dude went from Nikola to Nakeem. The only one who might have a chance is Embiid, and we all know why he can never be the face of the NBA. He Just like CP3 has a terrible addiction. The difference is CP3 beat his addiction. Congratulations, you have been sober for multiple years, my friend. Joel Embiid didn't come out with this information public, but he's obsessed with second round exits. Like, he ain't beating that addiction, and it's like crack from the 80s apparently. There are some things that are legitimately about basketball, and other things are part of the conversation, whether you'd like to admit it or not, about complete nonsense. But the nonsense just makes sense. There are things we gotta talk about, things more important than aura, that attributes the entire NBA, like there being a deep hole, a deep buffer in time, between the years 1999 and 2010 to 2015 and 2018. We witnessed the same exact players and teams routinely at the same finish. Sit still and think about it for a second. We watched the Bulls went from 91 to 1993 and 96 to 1998. That's 2 3-peats. And from 1999 to 2010, it was quite literally the Lakers or the Spurs winning the chip except for 1 year. Shout out to Miami. I watched LeBron run through teams in the Eastern Conference since I was 11 years old, all the way up until I was like 18. The game has always been on a chokehold. We are humans of habit, and the second that it doesn't feel like that, we snap. We freak out, we tweak, and you start to piece together things and ask ourselves, why? Why is it like this? Is the NBA in trouble? This is a cooked product. A ton of overthinking takes place. There is currently no face of the NBA because we have faces. That's plural, not singular, for all the crown eaters out there enjoying this video. This is by far the most popular the NBA has ever been. The most technologically advanced it's ever been. Times have changed, man. Teams are better, and so are these individual players. A couple of years ago, folks all pretty much agreed that the NBA only had 3 to 6 legitimate superstars. Guys that you feel pretty confident in that could lead your franchise to a championship. Well, since then, that number has quite literally multiplied. And I would argue that there's 11 to 13 established superstars in the NBA today. These aren't the olden days. We are never seeing a player like Roy Hibbert put up 11 and 7 and get rewarded for an all-star. Goddamn Clint Capella does that in his sleep. The talent gap has been eviscerated. So with that being said, the game is as even as it's ever been, which adds another layer to the masterpiece cake that the NBA is trying to build. But that layer is the element of the unknown, which scares the living out of people. But there's the beauty in the unknown, and the beauty is being open to change and acceptance of the times that we are in. You don't have to like it, but my boy, it is what it is. So those two things, that's exactly how you sound like another just angry old head whose heart is filled with nothing but hate for the advancements that society has made today. Steph, Jokic, Giannis, and whoever else you want to throw in the best player in the world combo today, that title, that crown hasn't fluctuated this much in the last 10 years ever. And with knowing that, there should be immediate sirens flashing in your head, letting you know that times have changed. I know some of us hate it, some of us think the NBA is in shambles, and others think that it's the best that it's ever been. These things are just topics of discussion, and it's up to you as to how you want to perceive this.